It's kind of nutty. Faker, I don't think he's going to have to retire before anyone ever gets to any of his records. He just makes milestone after milestone after milestone and makes it very difficult for anyone to ever catch up. And hopefully he never quits, just so that we can just... I'm looking forward to celebrating, you know, his 6,000th kill and his 2,000th game. Isn't it? It's just going to be great.
We'll be old men, he'll be an old man.
Yeah.
You know, good times.
Well, Aatrox, oh well, I'm already an old man. Aatrox and Orianna already banned away, and Senna and Lucian, just the entire couple, just removed.
Yeah, so same bans for Nongshim as they had on the red side, but T1 have opted to ban the Lucian instead, the Senna themselves. So Cassante, TF, Smolder was what they banned last time, and those have been left open. And, you know, I said I wanted them to get a really stable matchup for Dungeon. The problem was they were on red side, and they ended up in a matchup which went really badly. Now T1 are on red side, and they will have counter picks, so potentially could be a rough one. We do see the Nautilus banned away, which, considering Peter's performance last game, I think was a good call. He had a really strong game, but that means that all those picks they banned last time are open and available.
Smolder.
Will we see Nongshim pick any of them up?
Smolder!
And the answer is yes!
There we go.
Immediate Smolder lock, which we assume is going bot, but, you know, could go mid, could go top if we're getting really wacky, but probably bot lane.
Yeah, I'd like to see it somewhere not bot lane. Twisted Fate, the consideration here, of course. Three-way flex as well. Can be all over the place.
Well,
so
Keria's on this team. Four-way
flex. Five-way flex? I had a friend of mine that used to play jungle TF.
Yeah, why not?
It's pretty... You walk into lane with a gold card and you click on people.
That is a pretty effective strategy.
It works.
Works till it doesn't.
Yeah. He doesn't clear the jungle very well.
No.
As that is Melio locked in. So we have confirmation that it's not likely to be Keria playing the Twisted Fate. So a three-way flex once again.
Yeah. And looking towards the Vi, I really like the Vi, honestly. It's something we've seen often frequently banned. It's second rotation. But playing into the Melio, you know that like a Sejuani or a Maokai just kind of won't cut it in terms of the fact that he has that cleanse ability. Vi gives you that reliable lockdown. So do like the pickup for the side of Nongshim. Now, they know they're in the Melio, so they could just take support here. But looking in a different direction, potentially.
Huh. That would be a champion choice. A few different things here, but call me going... Oh, is it the dragon? Are we doing double dragon?
Oh my god, they don't. They could have a Shyvana's, no.
Oh, imagine it. We could have triple dragon. Instead, we have...
What bonus do you get
Wall
for
Lady.
TFT? Triple dragon?
I don't remember. That set was so long ago.
It was...
It was a very long...
You don't remember.
Yeah, it was, what was it, Dragon Mancer or something like that?
Like that.
And it was not very good.
Wow.
I seem to remember it not being very good.
But anyway, moving on to today.
Lord Dog, if you're watching, can you just let us know what the dragon thing did? That would be great.
Olmi had a really good Talia game in the early levels, so picking that one again makes a lot of sense. The Rel, though, likely going to the jungle, definitely a pick we've seen have a lot of success with that A engage potential. And now, targeting the Cassante, and this is a bit of that concern, because they have counter pick for Zeus.
Yep.
They can ban away stable blinds from Dundun, and then he has to pick something to go into Zeus again.
And they have still a lot of flexibility. A lot of people could be playing the Twisted Fate. So they can hold that flex for forever.
It could be a TF top lane, you know? It could be a TF mid, which means the TF is going to come top lane. A lot of options.
Yeah. I think, if TF is mid, then TF is, I guess, bot lane and top lane and jungle.
Wherever he wants to be.
Well, a Yuumi ban does come in there. Of course, Peter was one of our premier Yuumi players back in the day.
I wouldn't have expected it, but maybe a pairing with a Smolder that they think could be threatening. Especially in the Melio, who doesn't have the most lane pressure. Like, bear in mind, Smolder is just going to scale, and not just because he's a dragon.
Yep.
So, you know, if you were to be able to get away with playing Smolder Yuumi, you would be very problematic later on. Camille ban coming out from Nongshim, interestingly enough.
That's a karma. She has been slightly nerfed on this patch.
But they did buff Malignance early game, so it kind of compensates.
Ooh, true.
Also a flex, so who really knows where anything is going on the side of T1, apart from the Rel and the Melio, if they do lock this in.
Yep.
Probably mid. I would wager it's mid, and the TF is probably bot, but I don't think that one's really cemented, but we'll see.
Yeah, now we theoretically have a lot of things that can go everywhere.
You know, I think the Udyr is probably the one.
It feels the least problematic.
Yeah, you know, just lock that in, build tank, hope the Zeus leaves you alone.
Yeah.
That can be a pretty good game plan. As for the support pick,
I wouldn't mind something a little bit more aggressive. I would have liked Karma actually in the bottom lane.
It's difficult to really...
Okay.
Oh, this is definitely aggressive. Less so.
Yeah, I'd like the Blitz idea.
I feel like, you know, you just don't have... Even with the Blitz, like, I don't think Smolder has, like, insane kill power bot lane. The Ricard obviously something that does scale up well into team fights, so I think it makes sense. A lot of late engage between the Vi and the Ricard. And now, finally, we're going to get some answers with T1.
Yeah, where is stuff going, guys?
Yeah,
that's a Yone. I guess we don't know.
Top Yone, mid Karma, 80 carry TF makes the most sense in my mind.
Yone Emilio is a pretty strong bottom lane though, so I'm still a little bit in two minds as to where things are going.
Sure.
Have you seen the Karma Emilio lanes as well?
That sounds obnoxious.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very fun to play against, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
I'm expecting that it's going to be Oner playing that. Yone, though, got Gumayusi on the Twisted Fate, and then Faker is going to be playing the Karma, something that he has played many, many times to a lot of people's chagrin in the past when she was just another support in the mid lane. This will be a little bit more damage this time around.
So I think ultimately you have a... hopefully more stable lane for Dundun. You have a very strong scaling Jiwoo, but the TF, I just feel like the problem is T1's composition, if they get ahead of the curve, is such an issue. The Karma is a pick that first time spikes so hard, and the TF just gets free gold. You know, I know TF always gets free gold from farming, but now you can crit with your passive, so you get even more free gold. So it's just money galore.
Yeah.
TF pick. And with like Static Shiv being 2,700 gold, very easy to just get a ton of items, do a lot of damage, stun card people. And, you know, he has the extra range increase from the Milio as well.
Yeah, which means gold cards can sort of fly from everywhere, red cards from everywhere.
If he gets a rapid fire cannon and that, and he's just launching it from like...
Who needs a way, you know, when you've got Twisted Fate, I guess? But Nongshim, certainly still some stability here. Very similar idea with the composition, except having a little bit of added range and Elder Dragon. Once you hit 225 stacks, we'll have to see whether it works out as our first Smolder makes his way onto the Rift. And I do want to point out, Ox, that it's a little sad that Faker's 900th game is Karma.
Yeah.
It's not...
What would you have wanted to see?
Rise.
Yeah?
I think it's probably... I think Rise is the
little
most...
throwback?
Yeah. Ooh, but he does do first damages.
Yeah. It's the main thing. A lot of focus on the Smolder. It's going to be Doran's Ring start, and we have seen the strat has been put 3 points in W. Helps you just to thin out the wave, helps to deal with your weak early game. And the aim of the pick is scaling, you know. 225 stacks is when your Q just becomes one of the best abilities in the game. And you get stacks for, like most stacking champions, a variety of things.
Yeah.
Last hit minions is a big one. Hitting champions with your Q, I believe, as well. Stack Central.
The Super Duper Fire Breath, or whatever it's called. Do you want
to tell all the viewers all the names of...
I don't really want to, because...
his abilities?
His ultimate ability is spelt wrong, Orcs.
Oh yeah, it's spelled in the...
It's Moom. What is Moom? What does that mean? Because it's obviously not Mom, because that's spelt with a U.
Yeah.
So, I'm very confused.
Yeah, I was lost on that one too.
Yeah, very,
Maybe it's
very
like a... Is he part cow? Is that like a...
Ah! And they wanted it to be palindromic.
Yeah.
It does. Sense. That makes the most... Okay, now it's all coming together. But I don't really understand the Ultimate's name. Is Smolder the first champion that just always has a runny nose? Because his W is called a chew, and so he just sneezes all the time, I guess?
Yeah, I don't think there's any other actively sneezing champions.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, I say that. I've definitely had some champions sneeze on me, and I just get one.
It is dangerous.
Yeah, you when definitely your enemy had a game where there's like a Fed Talon, and he just sneezes. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, my whole team's dead. Oh, okay, cool.
When Talon sneezes, though, shurikens come out.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
That must hit your sinuses.
Yeah, it certainly must. You can see why he continues to sneeze afterwards. I don't think it does help him out at all.
Yeah, not too much of a reprieve in that situation.
Speaking of reprieve, yeah, Nongshim not having much of that in this bottom lane either. As you can see, Gumayusi just continuing to rain cards down on them. Faker going to avoid all of the threaded volley, as Colmy not quite able to find too much there. And he's been pretty good, Faker, at choosing champions that don't do dashing into this Talia. And Colmy has not really found as much value as he would like.
Yeah, I think it does have a decent amount here into Yone and Rel, but definitely not as much in the lane matchup. Just basically there to wave clear. That blob looks so...
Yeah, the fact that the ability is called a Shu as well is a bit of a problem there, isn't it? Shu going to get kicked back.
It also like hangs in the air. Like it looks like TF just gets like caught and it's suspended in this knot bubble.
I just prefer not to think about it. As Faker and Colmy continue to throw abilities around, and Sylvie going to make his way towards his top lane. Zeus, about 500 health.
Senses it because he had his Q stacked up and he didn't opt to Q in, which I think is greater restraint than I've seen most Yones.
I've never seen it. I've never seen it outside of an LCK game. That's absolutely true.
Yeah, normally, even if they're not queuing forwards, they just sort of
is Colmy just dead? Well, he's not going to flash just yet, as he's able to wait for the Shattering Strike to potentially be launched, and so therefore they're not going to go for it. Peter going to get hit by a stacked deck a few times, and there is a red card as well from Gumayusi just for some added damage.
Low on mana. Wait, did they see the lead there?
Well, they definitely didn't see a Lee, because there's none of those in the game. But the Vi may have been... Okay, Dundun, if you solo kill, I am going to lose my mind. Okay, Zeus down to sub 100. Oner in the area, and Dundun not going to get baited. It's just not that guy. Not going to see red this time around.
Yeah, good read. I feel like both the bot lane of T1 and top lane of Nongshim both having good reads there and just avoiding overstepping when they suspect the jungler could be nearby. But honestly, Dundun the lane's got a lot better, you know?
Yeah.
All he had to do was pick Udyr. That was the solution.
It's gorgeous. Absolutely fantastic. And he's going to teleport back to lane, and does, of course, still have his ghost and things like that. But Zeus still with flash, and hasn't opted for a back just yet.
You know, and Dundun can actually just kind of stall out his recall if he sends the Phoenix at him like that, yeah.
And Zeus is just going to have to deal with it.
You know, I mean... Sylvie's so far away. I'm not sure how long for Call Me 6, but if Zeus doesn't end up getting a reset soon, I think he's going to get it now. Could be a very easy dive setup there. Oh, they're looking for it again, but Sylvie's standing by.
Yeah, Call Me. Going to once again be put on a leash here, as Threaded Volley not going to really find the target, but now Oner could be in trouble. Shattering Strike, double value there as he gets flung back into the rocks, and there's the knock-up. First blood to Sylvie, and it's elementary here for Nongshim.
Yeah, disrespectful from Oner not to flash the seismic shove there. I think you have to do so. The CC layering comes in, and Oner ends up going down. Good roam up from Peter, and solid read from Sylvie on the play.
Really nicely done, and now Sylvie can actually transition towards his top side. Zeus is... Well, he teleported back, but now he's down very low again, but has thrown the ultimate out. Dundun just going to boop him a little bit and run away. Very Udyr of him.
Yeah, I saw the health Zeus was on, and I was like, wait, he has reset, and he's back to that health already. Oh, pull me in trouble.
He certainly is. Does have flash, is going to elect not to use it here, as Faker just needs to hit a Q as the Weaver's Wall, and then he's dead. Don't know how that ever was going to work.
You have to try, you know? You have to give it a crack. Optimistic with it. Maybe he could have flashed away and then gone for the Weaver's Wall.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe utilizing flash in some capacity may have helped him.
Yeah, I think, you know, that period where Talia kind of like stands still and revs up the wall.
Yeah.
Not the best at that HP.
No, especially not in full vision and auto attack range of a Karma. Because her Q's quite wide. Dundun going to be a bit annoying here, as Oner is just going to smite away.
Yeah, only
the last grub.
Only manages to be annoying and nothing really else with Oner just securing that one. And you know, it's only 1-on-1 in the kill score, but I feel like we've had a decent amount of action in this game. And Nongshim, again, solid early start.
Not doing too bad. Looks like it's going to be Essence Reaver start here as well for the Smolders. Let me check out this gank once again, as Sylvie just turns it onto Oner there, and this is the seismic shove you were talking about.
Hey, you have to be flashed. Layering comes in, missed the opportunity to get out of it. And does go down here. Call me. Oh,
Okay, Sylvie is looking for Zeus. They're going to have to stand on the Soul. Zeus, I think, knows what the situation is. And there he goes. Cease and desist. Just held onto until after he had to return.
Yeah, there's just no outplay in that. Does manage to clear the wave up a bit, which is something. And it looks like T1 could go for the Dragon on the other side. So not a total loss for their side, but...
The money is moving in favor of Nongshim, though, as we can see at the top of your screen, about 200 gold. And look at this huge wave that Zeus is not going to be able to get to. No cannon is here. And that should be plates.
It's only early on so far, so it's not that much of a factor. But you always have to think about, you know, if T1 are even, they're also getting the extra gold from the Twisted Fate passive. So you should expect them to be ahead just as a result of that alone. So the fact that Nongshim have a lead really is significant here.
Well, Peter is just trying not to give himself up, but is going to be found. Grand Entrance is going to come through. There's the Battle Dance. Is now Destiny flying into this mid lane. Call Me slowed down as the gold card is going to come through, and that means Call Me has to flash. Gets himself out of the way. The newly constructed static shiv there for Gumayusi. Going to mean that that did a fair bit of damage, but Call Me finally pressing his flash button.
Yeah, meanwhile, though, G just kind of farming down bot, doing completely fine. A little bit of poke on Guma, and 50 stacks achieved.
Oh, there we go.
175 to go.
I was told by my friends in the chat for Challenger that you at 25 minutes you want to be getting towards the 225 stacks. That's sort of idyllic.
Yeah.
Is the theory.
Well, that's what we'll be looking out for.
Yep. See whether he can get there by then. That's of course where your Q turns into an Elder Dragon.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of funky builds with the Smolder. Like there's this like
I like the AP one.
Yeah, they're like Shojin, Riftmaker, Liandry. Not in that order, but those items is pretty good.
I think it actually is in that order.
Maybe it is.
So I feel like you do really want Liandry's, but I think that the other two are just a little bit more important. Zeus is once again going to have to flash this time. Try and get out of the way. Vault Breaker does come through, and Call Me puts a wall down and is just not going to be able to participate in this particular battle. Sylvie makes it out without dying to the turret. And Dundun's having a much better time this game.
Yeah, and Sylvie honestly having such a strong performance so far, just able to really punish Zeus on this Yone pick with backup of the Zudia. So jungle top going much better for Nongshim. And again, you've got this scaling Smolder, so you're kind of fine.
Yeah. Absolutely chilling. And I think if they can get Jiwoo to these stack numbers with a slight advantage like this, it is just massive for Nongshim. As Oner looking to clear out some vision, but he'll still get knocked up here by Peter. Does have level 6, but doesn't have anyone in the area to try and do some damage. And Sylvie, he's rampaging around the rift. Call Me's throwing some rocks around, and Faker is able to speed himself up with the Inspire, so he'll be fine. He is going to take the Vi for a walk, and he is going to take a lot of damage. And yes, Karma was nerfed, guys.
Yeah.
She also doesn't have an item yet. Gold card does connect. Fire kick there to just send Peter the message.
Yeah, and playing Rakan into Twisted Fate isn't a fun time. Rakan generally just really doesn't like point-and-click CC, and TF definitely a champion with point-and-click CC.
He does have that, yes. You barely even need to point, you just really need to click. As Dundun does the whole walking away from them strategy to avoid the gank, and then walks back again, and now is even more fine. This game is really going well.
Yeah.
For Nongshim.
It's honestly, it's going pretty solid so far, but you know, I feel like they've been at this point before and things kind of got out of control. So it's just about maintaining this, keeping it going. We can see bot lane, TF does have a massive lead. A factor in that he's obviously up in CS, but also the extra gold you receive. So the initial die that's rolled is weighted towards 6, and the follow-up one is weighted towards 1. So it's not as much gold.
Okay. There's Godzilla Mom. She's making her way in, just trying to clear out the way.
That easy. But yeah, so TF will be getting a ton of extra gold. Obviously, the more crit you get, the more you get. But just generally, TF is supposed to be up in gold. But on top of that, having a lead is really going to become a problem later on.
Well, Sylvie is going to spot that Oner is up here trying to defend, so they're not going to be able to go for a dive.
Look at the items Guma just backed for. He just got Zeal and Clear Chase Shard. It's 12 minutes, and he's only got 2 items. And Fake has Malignance. Ew.
Oh, goodness gracious. So this next fight is certainly one that T1 are going to be very strong for. I'm glad you mentioned it. I think 2-item spikes are certainly things that you can be pretty happy with when it comes to T1. And 1 item for the mid lane. Just getting a Malignance, especially now that it's been changed to have that more early game focus. It's feeling pretty good. Sylvie not going to lose his Raptors. So a little bit of positivity there. Drake going to be up in 25 seconds.
Just give the Dragon, honestly. I don't think Nongshim should go for it. Try and get something somewhere else in return.
And it's only an Ocean. And if there's a nice soul this game, then a 3-stack of that sounds pretty good if they can continue to have some control.
I just think the TF is so strong already. The Karma's on a really big spike. Definitely feels risky.
Doesn't feel risky for Dundun, who is just having the greatest of times here towards his top lane. Call me, maybe not in the same spot as he flashes for the Shattering Strike, but now Sylvie in perfect position once again. Magnet Storm coming down, but not really doing too much because Faker not quite there to offer too much damage back. And Gumayusi's ghosting, trying to get in range for this Destiny as they now look for Sylvie. He's an opportunity, but the quickness does come down. Seismic Shove, just gigantic with Call Me over the wall. And there's the Vault Breaker as Oner goes back in. They're able to grab the kill on the jungle. It's a big shutdown for the Twisted Fate, but now Dundun is going to turn up. Keria gets into position, and now it's Peter that needs to be their hero. Gumayusi goes down in the fight. Oner surviving for so incredibly long, and Peter will just catch a stray Q there from Faker, as Oner might have to go for a bit of an execute, but I think it is going to be achieved, and there he goes. Jiwoo just by himself towards his bottom lane.
Such a scrappy fight there. Honestly, I think that T1 overcommitted a little bit, but it still ends up working out mostly because of Faker. I actually want to track how many mantras he got to use in that fight, because I think the value was a little bit absurd.
Yeah, it turns out you can... The Malignance was nerfed a little bit, especially on Corki, because of course the interaction with the Eclipse is no longer there, but it looks like Karma is still making great use of it.
Still doing pretty good. So in this situation, just a normal Q there. Oh, do you see the Smolder nearly dying in the bottom of the screen?
Yeah, even had to call his mom, and his mom wasn't really able to do too much.
Yeah, actually,
this was a really nice shot.
The first mantra actually missed, so it kind of delayed Faker getting it back sooner. But then hits one there, kills the Vi, and then I think gets another in a second to kill Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another one, yeah.
Wait, there's another one, and then wait.
And then
there's another
one.
Back to back. Wow, what a champion.
So the base cooldown on it at the moment is 22 seconds, and he was able to use it within 4 seconds, I think, in that fight.
I mean, the thing there is he hit the mantra Q, and then the explosion after also hit, so that's another refund. And then the W tether hit twice, which is 20 seconds reduction, and a couple of seconds of waiting. So, pretty obnoxious in those early skirmishes, and we do end up seeing the Dragon being picked up by T1. Don't think that's too much of an issue, because Dundun doing very strongly in the side lane, and you still have the scaling Smolder.
Yeah, so feeling fine, but I could imagine that T1 probably just looking to try and get another battle like that before, you know, the window of the Karma is going to close. Because, of course, doesn't necessarily scale phenomenally well.
Yeah, and honestly, being a Chemtech Soul, pretty great for Nongshim, because there's just a lot less pressure. You know, if this was a more powerful Soul, I feel like 2 dragons, you're like, okay, we have to work out how we fight this on that third, and I feel like it being Chemtech means you can be a little bit more lenient, you can chill out a bit more, and if you don't feel good about the fight, it's not a big deal.
And also, healing and shielding power, if you're an Udyr, feels pretty good. So if they are actually able to stack this up a couple of times, it certainly would be good news. T1 also pretty happy with the Milio there. Moonstone is now completed.
Tenacity, actually, if Nongshim stack up a bunch of those Drakes, the tenacity value against T1, pretty big. But we'll see. We'll see how that ends up playing out. For now, T1 trying to set up around the mid lane and look to pressure this turret here. It is Nongshim who have the Herald in pocket, but I've really seen an opportunity to use it. And you can see here, Smolder's kind of at this point where you can just really one-shot waves, so very comfortable.
Yeah, looking pretty happy with how this game is going right now. But probably wanting to wait a little bit longer. Haven't done a stack check. Haven't actually looked at it as, okay, there's a Destiny. And Colmy is rooted in place. Still, it's a nice seismic shove onto Gumayusi. He's going to need Keria's help to try and get out of there. Mom is going to yell a whole bunch now as Jiwoo is sneezing all over them. Flap, 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 and they help knock down the first kill. Gumayusi dead once again. Seismic shove connects. Faker is landing Q after Q after Q with these mantras, but it's just not quite enough to win them these fights, as now Keria, he's the one running the wrong direction. And Dundun, really nice interruption there. And Keria is really dead. I think he was going to be dead either way, but it still looked definitely cool.
And Zeus didn't even show up for the fight in that situation.
Well, he's here now. Does that make up for it? I don't know, because I think this turret is still very dead. And there it goes.
153 stacks right now on the Smolder, so definitely approaching. And the fact you're winning team fights before that point, Nongshim doing fantastic. 2,000 gold up. Bear in mind, I'm going to say it again, the TF getting all that free gold is worth a pretty substantial amount. So the fact that they're 2,000 gold up despite that, crazy. And we see it starts out with T1 thinking they're the ones setting up for the pick. A little bit of a mistime from Sylvie, but the ult keeps Colmy away from a difficult situation, and this Ulia comes in. They just don't have the damage to deal with him right now. A great ult from Peter as well, and Colmy's reposition was really solid.
Yeah. Really nicely done. I feel like Colmy has been playing right on the edge today, and sometimes it looks silly, but other times really does allow him to eke out that little bit of extra damage. And Dundun is 4-0-3, dude. What the heck is
I feel
this?
Like if there's any way to describe Nongshim, it's that they're never afraid of looking a bit silly.
Absolutely not.
Dundun has gone from looking a bit silly in Game 1 to looking on point in Game 2.
I mean, they just don't play with pride. Like, that is just, it's just not something that they really care about. They're like, we're going to do what we can do to win, and we don't care what we look like doing it. And it's really okay, well, this is aggressive as Mom's yelling once again. The CC kind of massive, as once again Jiwoo just raining hell down upon them. Gumayusi will land that gold card there. Sylvie's in trouble. Faker comes around though, and I don't know whether we like it too much. Nice Mega Cone is going to connect, and Colmy, he finds Gumayusi once again, his third death of the game.
You see how many control wards were in that brush? Just slammed every single one down.
That's what you got to do, and the more wards you do as a team, the more coordinated you are. Yeah. That's the rule.
300 gold worth of control wards in that brush. That's a kill.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, one was from Nongshim, the rest from T1.
Wow.
300 gold worth of wards slammed down there, and we see the play looks a bit scrappy at fish, you know. You can see Sylvie knows they're strong, forces out cooldowns, ults Guma, and Guma actually throws the stone card on the Vi, so not achieving much with it. It starts to look a little bit painful when the Q is missed there by Sylvie and Faker turns up, but this snipe from Colmy ends up being huge.
Yeah, the big rock into the back of the head. He's going to lock down that kill. He's still 1,400 gold ahead, I think, at this point in time. Just TF things, I guess.
Yeah, just TF things.
But Nongshim might be able to get their first dragon of the game. So they're going to look for it right now. Decent gold advantage, still there, approaching 3,000. And they're going to be able to stop the dragon stacking of T1. Certainly putting a lot of halt into their plans. I think actually denying that, kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
T1 do want to accelerate.
I mean, it's also, I mean, we said this game for T1 was very much about being ahead of the curve. I feel like the TF, a large part of his strength is the fact that you get so much extra gold. Oh.
All right, let's see whether Gumayusi can get it. He does. Gets himself out of there. No seismic shove in time.
Yeah.
So the Destiny not going to get interrupted.
That is something to be concerned about, is the map play from T1.
Yep.
But I think Dundun being so strong really solves a lot of those problems.
Yeah, I feel like it's exactly as you say, because in the last game, it also looked fine, but Dundun was extraordinarily far behind, and as soon as Zeus got into any sort of team fight, it was just doomed. This time around, though, it's if Dundun makes it into a team fight that things are looking... He's got 3 items!
Into a Karma, I feel like obviously Karma has so much damage potential, but what's really important is that you have someone who can comfortably block like the Manticus with this build.
Yes.
And you do.
Yeah.
You know, you really do have someone who can just kind of tank these and be fine with it, so...
Imagine if he stacked 4 Chemtech Dragons and had Soul as well.
That would be a big shield.
Yeah, he'd be able to press W and be pretty K.
Yeah.
I think at that point in time.
I think Jiwoo, last I saw, was close to 200 stacks, so...
Oh, we need to do a stack check.
We really do need to do a stack check. I think should be above 200 now, closing in the 225, and that is when this champion really comes online. Hasn't been the focal point so much. I mean, Jiwoo's been doing a good job. In team fights, lots of solid...
Oh, man, we are 12 stacks away.
Oh, my lord. And Rabadon just came in for Colmy? Okay.
He's ahead of the curve as well. If he gets to 225, and he should relatively soon. He's going to be ahead of that 25-minute mark. Looking very, very nice.
219?
All right. There's 220, so only needs 5 more.
5 more, it's go time. And you can see, I feel like Nongshim are really ready to sort of capitalize on this spike, on top of the item spikes they came in for the likes of Call Me. T1 have to be really cautious here.
They certainly do. Sylvie looking for a possible angle here as he gets over the wall. I don't know whether he's completely out of dodge just yet. Decides to go in. I don't know about that, but the seismic shove is amazing. Gumayusi going down extraordinarily low as Mom yells into the back line. Sylvie manages to get that kill, and now they get the knock-up onto Oner. He's underneath the turret, but I don't think that's going to matter. The Shattering Strike is decent, and my god, the damage from these Mantrid Qs. Another one connects, and Faker just demolishes him. Yeah, that. How long was that on cooldown for? Like
it just wasn't. It just wasn't, okay? It's if mode, apparently. And I'm not going to lie, that was probably just Baron if Faker didn't get that play. Chunks them all out, kills the Smolder there to save the day, but Nongshim, this level of aggression coming out from Sylvie, it looks like he's going to get picked, and he just says, oh, I can buffer the stun with my ult, let's do that.
Yeah, who's picking who?
Let's go further in instead of trying to get away.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, we're going to see it once again. As Sylvie looks like he's going out.
How are you supposed to expect this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like T1 are like, okay, they're going to try to get away. Nope, Sylvie's just going deeper. The Monk goes over the top. And then, again, this looks like you could just turn towards Baron and go. But this Mantra Q...
Oh, no. And Q actually flashes in.
That's just 3 in a row. Yeah, okay, that's really... just 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Back to back.
I think Jiwoo saw the fact that he was like, I've got the stacks. It's happening, and then he just went way too aggressive. In that fight,
Faker really doesn't want to lose.
No, not his
900th match. No, he really doesn't want to. Honestly, you know, I don't think Keria has done anything particularly egregious, but the rest of the team has been struggling. It has basically just been Faker against the world.
That's how they celebrate his 900th game. They're like, Faker, you're the main character in this game. We're going to guarantee that that's the case. Yeah, because oftentimes he is just anyway, but he really is this time. Because everyone else is having a bit of a rough one. Nongshim have been pretty obsessive with their targeting of Gumayusi in teamfights and things like that, but Dundun laning very, very well up against Zeus. And Call Me finding some great angles outside of just being in the laning phase. But look at this, 3 items for Faker. He's got a very cool hat, as well as his Horizons focus and some Malignant.
And the thing is, they haven't actually stacked that much MR. I'm going to be honest, Dundun, I see that cloth armor in the inventory.
No, we don't want that.
Have enough armor. Oh,
well, Sylvie's going in once again, and guess who it is? It's on to Gumayusi as he's taking so much damage. In goes Peter, but is going to get interrupted. No one's really going to fall down yet, and now the Karma has them at arm's length. Yes, there's an execute range there that they have to be worried about. Oh. They're not worried about it at all as Faker is flashing in to land these Qs. Gets another one. That Mantra is definitely back up again.
It's just always up. You always have to assume it's up. And
yeah,
he's got a lot of armor. He is very tanky, but not too much magic resist.
Oh, what the heck? Every second ability is Mantra.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
It's problematic. They are, whoa, T1 are going towards Dragon, so like, cool, we'll go towards Baron. The jungler isn't there yet, but looks like they're just going to start this one up. Guys, you're in a Baron pit against a Karma.
And there's a twisted fate. So they always know. They will always know. Sylvie going to try and get himself towards the rest of his team. Will be successful as, yes, Oner locks down the Rift Scuttler. And Nongshim, they just want out. They don't want to deal with this. Soul Point goes over to T1. And Nongshim unable to get anything off the back end of it.
And even with T1 now get mid-tower as well. So Nongshim really fumbling on the back of that fight. And T1 appear to have regained that composure we typically expect from them.
It's the classic scaling Karma, you know. That's just how it works out, I guess.
Just buy some magic resist. I can see Sylvie's going for it, but Dundun, you've hit the armor quota. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I also like there is the possibility of getting more of these Chemtech Drakes. Like, I feel like a Spirit Visage would be,
you know, in theory, cool. But also Kanik Rukin, the shield is buffed by the Chemtech dragons.
Yeah.
So it just ends up being Like,
oh, what? He doesn't have a Rook Urn yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
What the heck? Why aren't you building the most broken item in the game?
The only person doing damage on the enemy team is the Karma.
I just assumed that he had it.
Yeah, it would have been a safe assumption to make.
Oh dear. All right. Well, that's a whoopsie. We're gonna put that in the whoopsie.
You know,
column.
I think him going these items isn't that bad if he was buying the Rook Urn now, but I see that Chain Vest in his inventory.
Yeah.
And it's really making me think, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you going for?
It's not a Rook Urn. Right, well, Sylvie going to be able to grab his team at blue buff. Successfully picked up.
But you is 3 items to rapid fire now,
Yeah.
and very comfortably past the 2-5 stack. So is pretty strong, is still very squishy into this Karma.
And Peter is not going to be doing much peeling, right? He is on engage duty alongside Sylvie. And of course, if they do create enough of a ruckus, then there's a possibility that they don't really need to peel because a good offense is a good defense, you know? Or something like that.
I've heard that said before.
Yeah, I think so. As Jiwoo didn't need the Mega Cone because, of course, he can just flap at the sides. He's going to use it anyway.
Keeps himself grounded.
Yeah, I like it. Well, not really. It doesn't really stay grounded. Mega Cones really make you go up into the sky. As Faker says goodbye to the minion wave in an instant.
Yeah, this is honestly part of the issue, is that you're not really going to make too much headway between the fact that this TF has a static Shiv and this Karma has Qs.
Yeah.
Bit of a struggle
days.
to try and push through on these towers, so... But I think, just kind of to do test, I know I've talked about this like 36 times already, but just bear in mind, Guma has 4 items, despite the fact he's 1-4-1, and he's not even got particularly a lot of CS. And I know some of them are cheaper items, but it's just kind of the power of this TF that you just cheat the game.
Yeah.
Just get more money.
He actually has the cheapest item in the game, which is the free shoes. There you go.
Yep.
Well, Peter is going to get stunned momentarily. Zeus finds an ultimate, and they just blow him up. Goodbye. Where did Peter go?
Part of the problem, playing the Rakan into a TF, once that stun cloud hits, you are in trouble. And even had Merc Treads as well, and it just wasn't enough.
No. Zeus pressed his R button. I really like it. Just go for whichever pick you can find. Man advantage on the map gives you control.
There's
You're
no
able to
way
clear
they're
out.
starting Baron, right?
I mean, it's T1. They do like starting Barons, and they have the Twisted Fate, so they have the ability to know exactly what's going on at any given moment. Now that Destiny Gate is up and available.
And the thing is, I feel like Zeus was really far behind early, but he's kind of just done this thing where he farms, and now he is a Yone with items. And that's all you need to do. Level 17 as well, so he is suddenly a problem again.
Yeah. I think they've weathered the storm. It's absolutely true. And I guess, you know, Yone is a large portion of what this team is going to be doing in the later stages of the game, right? He'll be able to add a lot of the extra damage. And, I mean, Faker is so accelerated that I think that he's going to stay relevant the entire time, building towards a Void Staff as well.
I think he's going for the Crypt Bloom.
Crypt
The
Bloom.
Tome in his event. Wants that extra bit of taste. But Dragon in 40 seconds would be sold for T1. Not the most impactful soul, Chemtech soul, as we talked about, but definitely still something that Nongshim would want to avoid giving over for free.
Did you say more ability haste? I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah, I definitely need it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the rapid fire Milio combo. Look at the range!
That's just absurd. All right, they're going to go for another engage, this time onto Faker, and Mom just lights him on fire. Going to be taken down as now Dundun. I don't know whether you win this 1v1 anymore. And yes, he built that extra armor. I just don't know whether it works. Does sidestep the knockup as now Jiwoo is looking to execute them. Takes down Keria first up, and that's the double. As that's what all these stacks give you. And now it should just be Nongshim heading towards this Baron. Is it happening again? Are they just going to do it again, just taking these games off T1?
Yeah, I guess so. This is why they banned away the Smolder in the first one. You do see Zeus moving over to try and get the soul. The TP is going to come in from Dundun. They don't want to give anything up to the start of T1. Baron secured.
Oh, Gumayusi, I don't know about this. He is just very dead. Well, never mind. He does stay alive for a bit longer. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Still, Nongshim should be able to gather themselves the dragon and deny the soul from T1. Still a little bit given on over. And, okay. Is Nongshim now in a position where they can win the game off the back of this Baron? That's the question.
So well played from Sylvie. This whole game in general, but that pick onto the higher priority target. And here, kind of seeing the power of the Smolder unleashed. Flaps over
Oh.
They do just so much damage.
It is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And also the double flashes being picked up with just one seismic shove there as well. I think Colmy has been a silent achiever in this game, as this was an optimistic move, and I thought that he was just going to be dead. But instead, was able to help lock down that kill with the help of Zeus. So nicely done there, I guess, from Gumayusi. But still, he is quite a few deaths this game.
Yeah, you know, you're talking about the karma.
Oh god, he's catching up.
Jiwoo is going to overtake in damage this game. I think that goes without saying. And you're looking to use that Baron pretty effectively, trying to pressure this bot lane tower. The wave clear that T1 has, not going to be nearly as effective in the situation, so a lot of gold going to be able to be picked up, and this is already with Nongshim having a significant lead over T1.
Yeah, they're moving. It's about 5,000 gold, the lead at the moment. Haven't broken the base yet. There's still an inner turret resting on the top side of the map. You can see Colmy looking to try and stop that one, as Dundun just pressing buttons in the mid lane, as Udyrs are wont to do. 3.5 minutes if we're looking at another dragon. But I have a feeling that's not really on too many people's minds right now.
Yeah.
Red Bull Baron power play continuing to stack up. See what Nongshim can actually do. They need to continue playing proactively, though. I think so much of this, like you say, is hinged off Sylvie just going in. And they need to keep that up.
Oh, speaking of which.
Yeah. Possible angle here. Oner not going to get knocked back, but they just guarantee the turret.
But I like the plays that Nongshim are making. You know, they push up mid, they rotate over, they get control of the enemy jungle, and rotate to take that top tier 2. They're doing what they need to do. Oh, Peter?
Peter's ulting.
Yeah, so he doesn't find it. He's prepping the ult, because obviously one of the changes they made with Rakan was the fact that there's a lockout before you can engage.
Yeah.
Well, so you're trying to prep it, someone walks in, he gets the immediate CC. It does look silly when the window doesn't open up, but Nongshim definitely fishing. Do need to be careful now they don't have that ultimate, but he was out of vision, so T1 do lack information on that.
Yep, they don't necessarily know, and it's already 50% done. And so at this stage, with some ability haste,
what a cooldown, honestly. Remember they nerfed ability haste, allegedly? I'm not seeing it.
No, I'm not seeing it either. I think we might need to write an angry email.
Oh, Dundun finally opting for the magic resist.
Hey, nailing it.
Yeah.
As Death Dance completed here for Zeus. And look at Sylvie's advantage. My god.
Look, I still find it crazy that, like...
Yeah, how is Twisted Fate only 50 gold behind?
Yep, just TF things. But yeah, Sylvie's lead is humongous right now. And look, both Jiwoo and Guma have picked up the Seeker's Arm Guard. And both of them could comfortably just build as Onyas, you know?
Yeah. They
have AP ratios. I don't know if you know this, but TF does have AP ratios.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't aware.
Yeah, there actually used to be this build people used to play.
Really?
AP TF.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is that sort of like that old thing, the AP Scion back in the day?
Yeah, I mean, I guess point and click stun.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Say that checks.
And then walk up and blow up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Good fun. Fun and interactive champion, the old Scion. Very sad that he got reworked.
I do think the new
being
Scion,
sarcastic.
They did a pretty good job.
The new Scion, absolutely fantastic. The fact that you can drive him around, brilliant.
Yeah, but now everyone can enjoy that experience with the Rift Herald.
Exactly. Everyone can be Scion.
Scion walked so the Rift Herald could run. I mean, I guess they're driving, so.
Yeah. Scion walked so the Rift Herald could be driven. That's exactly right. I think that's the saying that everyone says. 6,000 gold is the lead for Nongshim as we crest the 36-minute mark. And they have, theoretically, the strongest scaling draft here as well. So T1 certainly on the ropes, but they haven't lost a Nexus, an inhibitor turret yet. They are just holding on. And if Nongshim do make a wrong move, then, I mean, it's still T1, right? And they do have that coordination in teamfights to make stuff happen.
I feel like it's been such a good game from Nongshim, and
they deserve to win, 100%.
They deserve to win this, 100%. But also, I am so concerned.
Yeah, same. Like, maybe Faker just mantra Qs 3 times and they all die.
Well, he has been doing that a lot. That has been his calling card this game.
Yeah.
RQ, RQ, and then once again, RQ.
Yeah. And Gumayusi also has 6 items as Peter.
I think it really comes down to Jiwoo because he has Cleanse and he has Seekers. So it's very hard to kill him because you can cleanse the stun
He's got double cleanse, actually.
Yeah, he's got the McKells as well. But, like, you know, if hard CC comes in, he can cleanse it and then he can easily use the arm guard to survive like a Oner or something. And I think as long as the Smolder's alive, hard to see them losing a fight realistically.
Sylvie, he's once again on the prowl. Zeus looking for that flank angle, and you can see Nongshim. They have an idea that this is happening, and they know that he's very far away now. Just walked over a control ward. They look for a potential engage angle. As Sylvie, not actually losing any health at all.
410 stacks, by the way, on this Smolder.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Skew is going to hurt an extraordinary amount.
They're looking, you can see they're fishing.
Yeah. Skew continuing to just sneeze many times. All right, here's the angle. When's Mom coming? Oh God, okay.
Good.
Yeah, you can see Gumayusi also was looking for that gold card. He can, like you say, engage from an extraordinary range.
Yeah, I love that Keria has been using the W specifically to like buff the gold card range, so it's just ridiculous. And actually, Sylvie, you could be in trouble here. You have to be really careful.
And T1 are just going to walk towards this Baron. It goes down extraordinarily quickly. Teleports are coming in. And Mom is going to yell. Gumayusi taking a fair bit of damage as now Peter with the quickness running. Zeus over the wall is going to blast cone his way out. And he did buy a fair bit of space. But now Dundun is in the backline just booping as now Oner has to get himself over the Weaver's wall. And T1, they keep themselves alive. Nongshim still looking for more though. Oner with the Shattering Strike, and he might fall. His health bar is extraordinarily low, but now Zeus looking for the angle. Dundun just hitting things as Jiwoo. Perfect timing on the arm guard. Call Me doing exactly the same thing, blocking the ultimate. And now Gumayusi, he's going to do the same thing. Now Faker is in trouble as Dundun has got on top of him, but it's the Smolder that locks down the kill onto Gumayusi. Faker goes golden to the very last second, but he's likely to fall. The Inspire Shield buying some time, and actually, with this Mantra W, he's just surviving. This is ridiculous, but it doesn't matter because he's out of the fight, and they lock down the kill onto the unit.
He's still going.
He is still going, and he's able to slow down Sylvie, then Mantras again, so he's immortal. And is Sylvie actually going to be able to kill him? We're just not going to watch, I guess.
Ult's up now, so he just has to burst with the ultimate.
Yeah. He just has to do that.
It's that simple.
It's that simple, guys. That's how you do it. And now Faker's going to channel the back. As you can see, Nongshim, they are just winning the game right now. He's going to opt in for the teleport to make sure that he can get back to his base. And
yeah, Faker's the wave clear. Matt, everyone on T1 flashed away in that situation. This was such a hectic fight. So many mechanics on display. And you can see Nongshim trying to trap T1 in there and triple flash to get out. But I think the moment really Jiwoo stood out. Oh, we're getting a Baron play as well, but I think it's fine. But the cleanse coming out for the gold card.
All right, we're going to go straight onto live here as Gumayusi going to get the stun onto Sylvie. That's high value, but the flick back onto Oner. He's going to explode as Mom flies over the top. And now Dundun, he'll be stunned up. Man, Turtle Stance giving him the most gigantic shield ever as Keria going to get caught out by the seismic shove, but there's the Inspire Shield from Faker. He's keeping them alive. Zeus as well is burning. Keria was also...
Look, it's not okay that he's doing such big Mantra Qs and the shields as well. He's got the most damage in the fight and the most shields.
Yep. He's just keeping them all alive all the time, but not going to be able to stop this Baron by the looks of things because Keria is limping around the battlefield. Still, these Mantra Qs are so scary. Into the backline goes Zeus! Finds 3 with the ulti, and then rebinds the soul, but the result is a dead Yone and a dead Twisted Fate. I think Nongshim have done it. Faker is going to get routed, and he tried so incredibly hard this game. His karma was like no other, but I don't think it's going to be enough as Dundun is running after Keria, who does have Mega Cone opportunity. But I don't think he runs as fast as
once
this.
again,
there it is.
CC immune through the Mega Fire Kick, and Jiwoo, honestly, I feel like...
just flapping around, and there is the ace.
We were hoping for the Jiwoo source today, and he has delivered. I feel like he's been playing these team fights so flawlessly on the Smolder, so patient, avoiding engage opportunities. He dodged the ult from Zeus. He was the one...
that arm guard was probably the game-winning moment there for Nongshim. Gorgeously played, and once again...